We are coming with a very short video to analyzing your paper, GS paper first, and how many questions come from geography and what are the strategy and techniques to deal with this type of questions. Okay, without wasting of any time, firstly we look at the questions. How many number of questions? I think the number of questions are around 6 to 7. Okay, your first question is discuss tricellular meridional circulation of the atmosphere. Firstly, we have to develop the tendency to break the questions. हमें क्या करना है, पहले break करना है question को. तो firstly we identify the number of the tail words. Tail words क्या कह रहे हैं? What is the meaning of tailender words? डिस्कस का मतलब क्या होता है, इन सिंप्लीफाई तरीके से आपको प्रोज एंड कॉन्स सम टाइम कुछ छोटे छोटे प्रोज एंड कॉन्स लिख करके उसको डिटेल में डिस्कस कर देना होता है. ठीक, कह रहे ट्राई सेलुलर मेरिडियनल सर्कुलेशन ऑफ द एटमॉस्फेयर. सो इन दिस क्वेश्चन जनरली यू हैव टू डू इन अ वेरी सिंपल थिंग. क्या करना था आपको इस क्वेश्चन में कि एक मैप बनाना था ग्लोब का और आपको बता देना था कि 0 डिग्री एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड 30 डिग्री, दिस इज कॉल्ड 60 डिग्री and this is called 90 degree, and here is a low pressure zone because of equatorial area receiving high amount of insolation or the maximum amount of insolation, और ये यहाँ atmosphere में high pressure and then air diverge in both the hemisphere and subside due to the sinking. Here there is a development of high pressure and again high pressure moves. This cell is known as Hadley cell. ऐसे ही इसमें भी आपको क्या करना था, हियर इज अ हाई प्रेशर से विंड इधर आ रही है और हियर इज अ हाई प्रेशर एंड हियर इज अ लो प्रेशर एंड हियर इज अ लो प्रेशर. सो दिस इज द साइकिल. दिस इज कॉल्ड फेरल सेल एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड पोलर सेल. इन सेल के बारे में आपको बताना था कि व्हाट इज हेडली सेल, व्हाट इज पोलर सेल, व्हाट इज फेरल सेल. यही सिंपली डिस्कस करना था एंड इट्स आल्सो डिस्कसिंग एंड मेंशनिंग इट्स मैकेनिज्म. जो आपको बताया गया है कि इन द इक्वेटोरियल एरिया द बिकॉज ऑफ टू मच इंसुलेशन व्हेन द अर्थ surface gets heated, the air which lies over the earth's surface is also gets heated, and because of this reason air rise up and moves in vertical direction. Okay, I hope that you are able to connect with this because it is only the video of the how to write and how to frame your answer, so that we are not going to deep dive into the question. Okay, now the second question is discuss the, again we find out the tailender word first. We identify the tailender word first. Why? Because tailender words give us message कि what kind of structure and what kind of the nature of question and what type of question you can say that कि what kind of demand from the question. यहाँ लिखा है डिस्कस करिए, मतलब सिंपली फिर इसको इलोबरेट कर दीजिए in a simple language. Discuss the interior of the earth using direct and indirect evidences. Okay, let me show you what kind of your answer will be. Okay, now firstly in your introduction you have to make some figure like this. Core, this is your mantle and this is your crust. But now here question is demanding, what question is demanding? Question is not demanding कि हमको क्रस्ट मेंटल कोर के बारे में बताओ. Most of the students are mentioning what is crust, what is mantle, what is core, and some of the students are also mentioning what is asthenosphere. This question is not demanding that type of answer from you. This question simply says that on the basis of direct evidences and on the basis of indirect evidences, what kind of information we are, you can say that we have about the earth's interior. So in direct evidences we have mining areas, like gold mine in Africa, which is known as Robinson Deep. You can mention here. Second one is volcano. Second one is volcano. And third question is, or the third point is integrated ocean drilling project in the Kola Peninsula. In the Kola Peninsula. Okay, I think that will clear. In the indirect evidences, we have to mention some points like the temperature. Temperature. Second one is pressure difference. Third one is density difference. Fourth one is gravity anomaly. Talks about the gravity anomaly. Okay, and the fifth one is you can talk about the seismic waves. Seismic waves. Here we can also mention P and S waves. This is the your whole structure, because we cannot write down too much things, because we have also remind the word limits. Okay, now again we are going to next question. Okay, next question. Look at the nature of the question first. Critically examine. Firstly, we find out the tail word. What is the means of critically examine? Whenever the word critically examine, it means all the benefits, all the potential, see all the potential and benefit with some kind of critics. ये भी देखना है कि what are the challenges and what are the limitations as well. So whenever we are using the word critical examine, it means we are also keep in one thing in mind, if we mention limitations as well as the challenges. Okay, I hope you can understand my point. Critical examine the oceanic energy resource. Firstly, here you examiner, you can say that ki examiner presume that you have a greater understanding about oceanic energy resource. What is the means of oceanic energy resource and their potential in the coastal or the coast zone of India? Oceanic energy resource, not oceanic resource. We are specifically talks about the oceanic energy resource. So on that type of question, what kind of intro we have demanding and what kind of nature? Whenever we are mentioning oceanic energy resource, it means we are talking about tidal energy potential. We are talking about otic energy. We are talking about wave energy. We are talking about wind energy. We are talking about, you can say that tidal, otic, wave, wind, and in the coastal area you can say that geothermal energy. Geothermal energy. Okay, now you are mentioning these, and as well as you also write down what kind of challenges and way forward. क्या challenges हैं? Limitation like environmental gap, policy awareness or the gap of policy making, and less fund. These are the limitations. These are the some limitations. ये आपको फिगर में मेंशन करना है कि these are the areas which have high potential of oceanic resource. Okay, and with also including some data facts. Okay, now we are again going to discuss the next question. Okay, the question is, we are taking the 15 number question. How are volcano, earthquake and tsunamis related to each other? Here, firstly find out the primary keyword. पहले क्या करना है एग्जाम में? Primary keyword find out करना है. Primary keyword. And the secondary keyword, this is the tail word, highlight tail word. All the possible causes This is the secondary keyword of the volcanic eruptions, all the possible causes. And in the first primary keyword, there is a how are volcano, earthquake and tsunami related to each other. In these type of question, you have to discuss plate tectonic. Why? Because plate tectonic theory is able to discuss the correlation between volcano, earthquake and tsunami, and they also discuss why the tsunami prone area have volcano, why the volcano prone area have tsunami as well as earthquake. So you have to discuss basic these things where the oceanic and oceanic plates are converging, or the oceanic and the continental plates are converging, that area have volcanic eruption as well as tsunamis as well as you can say that earthquake. I hope you are getting my point. And in the second term, highlight all the possible cause of volcanic eruption. We all are know that the volcanic eruption taking place because of the plate movement. Either the plates are converging or the plates are diverging, and some of the exceptions like the hot spot volcanic eruption. What is hot spot? Hot spot is basically when the magma comes out from the core mantle boundary, and it is also the plate tectonics limit, because according to the plate tectonics, volcanic eruption taking place only on those areas where the plate boundaries are. Okay, I hope that will clear. Next question. Firstly we find out the tail word analyze. Analyze का मतलब क्या होता है भाई? समझो, देखो, critic. The mechanism and characteristics of the Indian monsoon system. Here there are two type of word. One is mechanism. Mechanism का मतलब होता है कि किस तरीके से origin of the monsoon हुआ, उसका बिहेवियर क्या है, एंड द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. कैरेक्टरिस्टिक का मतलब है बिहेवियर और मैकेनिज्म का मतलब है वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द ओरिजिन. In this theory or in this question demands from us कि we are slightly in within some words we are mentioning the thermal concept as well as the dynamic concept of the origin of and the structures of the monsoon as well as characteristics. Monsoon is highly unpredictable, uneven rainfall. It is a land and sea bridge. These type of characteristics are mentioned here. Okay, in the Indian monsoon with the figure. In question number 17, divide India into major physiographic divisions. Major physiographic division. Whenever we are seeing the word physiography, what is the means of physiography? We are talking about relief features. Physiography का मतलब क्या होता है? We are talking about relief feature. Okay, let me clear. We are talking about the relief features. रिलीफ का मतलब क्या होता है? कहीं पे हाई और कहीं पे लो, प्लस स्ट्रक्चर प्लस जियोलॉजी. So this question demands divide into major physiographic division and describe. Again there is a word, the region in which the land of Arunachal state is including. So now here it is mandatory to mention especially Arunachal. In Arunachal physiographic setting, Arunachal have 5 physiographic settings. Arunachal have 5 physiographic settings. One is Great Himalaya, second one is Lesser Himalaya, third one is Shivalik, fourth one is Tibetan, and fifth one is river valley, a coastal river valley or the some kind of plain. And we also mentioned that whole of the Arunachal is emerging from tertiary and quaternary origin. ये भी mention करना है. Okay. Now I hope you are able to understand. The last question is describe. Again there is a word describe. Describe means डिटेलिफिकेशन करना, किसी चीज को खूब सारा उसके बारे में लिख देना. डिस्क्राइब द मॉनसून सिस्टम ऑफ इंडिया, इट्स नेचर, पहले क्या पूछ रहा है, इट्स नेचर, टाइप्स ऑफ क्लाइमेटिक चेंजेस, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ क्लाइमेटिक चेंजेस, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, synonyms, east and west jet streams. Here I want to say that कि नेचर ऑफ मानसून बताओ, पहले क्या कह रहा है कि नेचर ऑफ मानसून क्या है, अनइवन रेनफॉल होता है, ठीक, लैंड ब्रिज सी ब्रिज है, इसके साथ साथ क्या है, कोरियोलिस फोर्स है, आईटीसीजेड है, इस तरह की चीजें बताओ। टाइप्स ऑफ क्लाइमेटिक चेंज क्या क्या होता है, किस तरह का सीजनल शिफ्टिंग हो रहा है, ये बताओ। फिर कह रहा है डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन बताओ, किसका, रेनफॉल का, रेनफॉल का। अब इसमें बहुत ज्यादा स्कोप नहीं है, देयर इज नॉट अ लॉट ऑफ स्कोप कि खूब सारा बता पाओ, थोड़ा थोड़ा ही बात लिखना है। फिर क्या कहना है, सिनोनिम्स ईस्ट एंड वेस्ट जेट स्ट्रीम, तो आपको क्या बताना है बेसिकली, इन दिस फिगर, ऐसे आपको एक फिगर बनाना था, यहाँ तिब्बतन प्लेटू था और ये बताना था कि कैसे ईस्टर्ली जेट स्ट्रीम डेवलप होता है और वो जाता है और वही मूव करता है सदर्न साउथ वेस्टर्न मानसूनल ब्रांच के थ्रू, और इन दी winter season, in the winter season, how the western disturbance is creating because of the tropical jet stream. Okay, so these are the some kind of analysis about the questions. I hope that this video will help you a lot to understand, to frame the questions, to break the question and idea you can use in your examination. Okay, thanks a lot.